Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Great War mod. We're playing as Serbia in World War I. Last video we had, I believe, the third battle of Zagreb. We defended it yet again from an Austrian invasion. This time a larger one, it was a full stack, but we were able to see it off. It was a little bit touch and go when they were able to break in on the right flank, and they mauled quite badly some of my proper infantry units, and also destroy their machine gun on that side. But we were able to see them off with a swift, hidden hussar charge coming out of the forest, sweeping away that attack and ensured victory for us. Unfortunately, we lost the machine gun, so the force has been slightly reduced, so we don't have 2 machine guns anymore. However, everyone, as you can see, is gaining a lot of chevrons from this, so we have a very experienced force. Since that time, I've gone ahead and end turn just to see who would attack me, and if we head over to the capital, we've got today's battle here. The Greeks were the ones to strike first. So the Greeks are currently laying siege to the town, and that's the battle we're gonna do today. We're gonna do the first battle of Belgrade as we defend against the Greek kingdom. The army that is defending is all infantry plus 2 of the old style field guns firing the shrapnel shot. And then we've got 4 units of home guard. But before then, I want to also show you how far in the progress against Constantinople we have come. So if you remember, we did march directly, almost directly upon Romania declaring war on us. We marched upon them and destroyed their capital. They still control this region up here, but we took their capital. We left a small garrison, and then I took the bold move of going, hoping that I would bypass hoping that this was the main force of the Ottoman, and bypass them by moving, instead of moving into the defense of the capital, I took the gamble to go ahead and do a counterattack and attack the Ottomans. So we marched across the river here, we marched down, we passed here, and here is where we are today. So the gamble, I think, still could pay off, but there's 2 full stacks in our way. So there's one in Constantinople. We don't know the composition of it. We can see that there's 2 cavalry units, 2 hussar units, and then there's one on the road ahead. Now I'm wondering if this one will actually bring in both if we attack here. It could be that if this one attacks us, that they don't bring in the reinforcement. Now note here, they have their own machine gun at this point. They have light mortars. There's a lot of infantry being seen. We do have a high amount of artillery, so we should be able to smash the enemy from afar. But still, going through 2 full stack battles is gonna lower the numbers, especially since we don't even have a full stack. We do have veteran troops, but it's unsure if we could actually pull off 2 battles here. And also, we don't know if there's anything here, because I think that's the way the Ottomans marched. Or no, maybe they actually marched through here. I can't remember exactly. It kind of looks like this guy is gonna march this way. They were allied with the Romanians, and it would be the smartest way to march against the capital rather than to march through here, I think. I think this one is the quickest one rather than go down. Anyways, with all of that said, we're gonna go ahead and play this battle. So I was a little bit unsure if I should actually play this, because as long as I'm pretty sure I'll win it, but if I hold out here, as soon as I defeat this one, next turn the Turks are gonna be at the laying siege. So if I delay the battle here for as long as possible by just holding out the siege, that would give time for this guy to clear this out, which would delete these armies once Ottoman capital is defeated or taken over. But that's a pretty risky gamble, because each time we wait a turn, the troops in the town are gonna wither due to attrition. So I think it's better to take the bull by the horns and actually play the battle. So that's what we're gonna do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fight off the Greek invasion by Konstantinos Kalaris. And now we can see his full force. So he brings twice the artillery, plus a mortar. We do outnumber him in infantry, I'd say, but we have no cavalry compared to his 4 dragoons and 1 hussar unit. Could be interesting here. Now we should note that this point, damn, I didn't notice this. The favor is very highly in the favor of the Greeks. I should also say here, the Greeks haven't been getting a uniform update, and they have these really wonky skins. So they won't be that beautiful to look at, because they haven't gone through and done the... It's the same with the Belgian uniforms as well, and a few other smaller countries that still have very ugly uniforms. I'm trying as best to avoid those nations, but if they attack my capital, there's not much I can do. Anyways, on to the fight, shall we? Just like with the battles over in Croatia defending that town, we've got the town situated in between us and the enemy force. This time though, I spawned more behind the town rather than in the middle of it. So what I've done is I've built this redoubt behind the town. So as the enemy staggers through, they'll come onto this line, where I've got all my infantry in this half circle with the artillery behind cover in the back here. I put these two just to, if there was stray small arms fire coming through, it would protect the crews. I have set up in town these armed citizenry groups to try and defend as much as possible, or try to delay the enemy, so they would walk into my artillery fire. But as we know, the enemy has about twice the gun. They have twice the guns of us, which they've deployed out here. They are actually moving them closer. And yeah, the Greek force is marching forwards. I did go ahead and specifically tell the artillery to aim for this unit right here. We're gonna aim at the Greeks right here. I'm gonna try avoid as much as possible to look close at the Greeks, because this is what they look like. So it seems like they have the sort of Janissary hat, but it's brown, and then they've got some sort of strange BDMS belt across their chest. That house just got destroyed with all of the guys defending it killed inside or around. The Serbian defenders just like strewn all over the place. But hopefully delayed the enemy a little bit. We have the town hall, which has been destroyed, part of it. Center part of the building is still intact. And the end of it right there, they're still firing after them. So the enemy is slowly making it through town. Oh, they've been able to fire into my defensive half circle. Soon the mortars will actually come within range of my artillery, and I'll bombard them. I think my line will hold against the Greek infantry, but I do want to destroy the mortar battery, which is coming in over there. We'll see. Should be firing over here. thing though is there's only two firing ports, or two windows to fire out of over here, where the really old Serbian defenders. This guy looks pretty scared, I must say. Or tired, angry maybe. Now when they shot at him, he got real mad and started shooting back. It's a little bit old. It's been quite a while since he fired a rifle like that. We are shooting them down. And it is actually stopping them from advancing there. They would be able to get support fire if it weren't for the fact that this part of the building is absolutely destroyed. Let's see, how have we been doing at destroying the mortar? Not good at all. I've been telling the entire amount of my artillery battery to fire at them, and they have done more or less nothing. We're gonna concentrate then on the advancing infantry instead, because we need to kill as many of these guys as possible before they reach the line. There's very few guys left in this house. Now though, I am targeting these clusters of infantry with my artillery. They are trying to get through town here. They're closing in to surrounding the town hall. Not actually going for the house, it seems. Which means they'll take fire from all sides as they pass these, because they weren't really able to clear them. There is a lot of them coming over here. I also note they haven't sent their entire force, I don't think. We can still see the artillery out here. And we can still see loads of cavalry. And I don't think that was all the infantry they sent forwards. The field guns are going to be the most difficult ones to deal with. And most likely we might have to charge out and actually attack them. Now they are actually fighting with the redoubt, with my trench line here. But we should be able to put down such concentration of fire. I'm actually going to target this area, because there's 3 units kind of merged at each other coming around the corner. It's a perfect target. And I do think we'll see a rout here pretty darn soon. The Greeks are stubborn, but they are broken down in their approach and slaughtered. Let's focus fire somewhere else. This unit's firing back. They are sending in cavalry now. Thing is though, it doesn't look like it's a wide enough attack. And even then, if it is, I hid troops on either side in these forested areas. So if they were trying to flank, they would come upon these hidden troops and get shot down. Hopefully. I mean, if they send all their cavalry through on flank, that might actually be able to penetrate my defenses. But I don't think they will. And right now they're actually riding in front of the trench line. And the cavalry seem to get about there before they all get shot down. And if we look in town, most of the Greek infantry is forced away. Here they're fighting with Town Hall. We've lost a lot of guys out of Town Hall. And now this house was destroyed by vengeful Greek artillery, destroying the town. There's a single infantry unit continuing the attack. I'm gonna pull these guys out of the building. And what we might do... Oh, the mortars have started firing at us now. Oh, I think the mortars are actually firing at the town hall. They're situated right there, but they're firing at town hall, which now only has 27 defenders. But they fight on. The old geezers. Oh, we just tore down that house to make it easier to actually fire at the Greek troops. I'm bringing up this unit. If necessary, we'll take the old men and we'll charge down the enemy. We'll actually set them up here and try to shoot this one down. Then we'll try to charge and get rid of that mortar. And hopefully might assassinate the general in the process. Once that's done, I'll have to reorganize to try and move out and get the artillery position and actually end the siege properly. We do have the numbers on them, but I don't think the accuracy of the home guard is that great compared to regular line infantry. Damn, we're tearing... This town is getting torn down. And my artillery is tearing it down just as much as the enemy. The home guard. They're fighting just by the church. Damn, the Greeks really gonna stand to the last man here. There's still 14 defenders in town. Now there's only 3 Greeks. A single Greek soldier is left. And now they're gone. We tore down this entire city block. Oh, there's only one functioning mortar. Okay, there's now only one functioning soldier in the mortar group. We can see the mortar lying there on the ground. Not entirely sure what a old Ottoman mortar came out of. The town has been reclaimed. I wonder if we might be able to shoot the Greek general before he leaves. I'm telling them to switch side in the building. I think it would be rather good to have him taken out. Now the town is a smoldering heap with everything we destroyed here. Now we just need to reorganize and figure out how to attack the enemy's position out here. It's gonna be dangerous to move out in the open. Best way to go through the forest here, I think. But we can't move that many men through that area, so I'm gonna have to spread out the attack. I've set my troops to advance on the enemy position. Now it's quite far away, so we'll be taking heavy artillery fire as we go. We might need to charge the artillery pieces because that's the easiest way to make sure that we just take them out rather than to stand and shoot at them. It's going to be difficult though with the cavalry, so we'll try to figure something out. But I'll have to walk then for a very long time in the open against artillery fire. It's going to be a lot better once we hit that forest up ahead. But we're going to have to expect heavy casualties. I'm doing the main attack from over on the left side of town, as we can see here. Brought up the cannons coming up behind, so that will soon start counterfire with the enemy. But then we also have the other attack coming in from the right side. And they're moving in to attack as well. Gonna see how far has my artillery come. I want to be able to actually target all their artillery pieces before we unlimber them, because well, yeah, the obvious reason I don't want to, you know, have to reset and go about it again. Right now we're kind of lucky because it's only one piece that seems to be firing. The other ones have bugged out a little bit, it seems. Which sometimes happen. I'm surprised though, normally what happens is as soon as they try to walk over their own kind of trench defense, they get destroyed. Something that happens in normal Napoleon as well. I think it's for most. I think it's just for horse-drawn artillery, possibly. Not entirely sure. We are deploying the artillery right now, and we will commence counter bombardment of the artillery piece. The only artillery piece that can actually fire back at us. Right now, the flanking force has moved into range, and I'm now quickly moving out the rest of the army to join. Let's go ahead and open fire and destroy what's left of the Greek force, as they were not able to get all the artillery operational. It should be quite easy to break them down. Also, the cavalry is not used for charges, but instead they're gonna sit and fire, which is possibly the worst use of these guys. And once the cavalry is gone, I can send in the troops for a bayonet charge to end the artillery once and for all, quite easily. We're also targeting the rest of the artillery pieces with my artillery, but they don't seem to actually be doing that much. The Greek cavalry is more or less gone. Let's go ahead and end this. I'm going to send a unit in from either line to bayonet charge and get rid of what's left of the cavalry. I mean, what's left of the artillery. And then we can call it a win. And here comes the bayonet charge to end the fight. Kinda looks like they ran past this cannon completely. Are you guys gonna go ahead and deal with that? Look at the morale of our man. One unit actually broke. Charging a bloody artillery piece. Luckily though, I backed them up with every single other unit in the army. Let's go ahead and make sure that these guys do not... Oh, there we go. Want to make sure that the Greek artillery doesn't get out of here. They all need to die. I don't want to see these guys being used against us again. Here's the result of the battle. We deployed 3,300 men against 2,800 of the enemy, so it's a 500 men difference. The enemy lost 2,569, leaving only 191 men left after the battle. Out of our 3,300, 1,400 were lost, which means that about 2,000 is remaining. Which is still quite it's a high loss. It's almost half. Well, not really, because that added 300. So it's about 1/3 of the force. Hopefully we'll be able to replenish a bit before the Ottomans strike. Highest kills goes to the field guns, both achieving about 500. Then we have infantry coming in at 300 and 187. Then we actually have a home guard coming in at what's that, 5th place. Now they lost almost everyone. Only 14 men remained out of that home guard unit, but they were able to inflict pound for pound everyone they lost, almost actually killing more than what they lost, which is pretty good because home guard is a pretty shit unit. We have one infantry unit here at the bottom, managed to killing 1, losing 2. So not everyone got to fight. But there we have that battle. The Greeks... what? One field gun actually survived? I made sure that all those guys were destroyed. some infantry. The thing is, we have no infrastructure on that side, so he cannot really pass the town and try and go burn stuff, which is good. The problem now is we're gonna have to deal with the Ottoman force. What I could do is move out the force set up at the bridge, but I think that's a little bit too risky. Just in case. I don't know. I mean, yes, it could work. I could leave some of the infantry in town just in case, because they can't get into town. So I can leave just enough to defend the town. The problem is, though, the enemy's got field gun. That's going to be troublesome. If I could leave one field gun in town. Question is what the Ottoman have. If this one only has mortars, that would be great. The thing is, holding that is going to make it so much easier for me. We'll take the general, we'll take one... You know what? If they attack the town, they will mutually come to each other's rescue. So we'll take... we'll leave some of the more damaged units. 116... Yeah, these are the... Yeah. So these guys will march up to the bridge instead. Defend the bridge. So it'll be a bridge battle. So we left 5 troops inside. We are recruiting 2 machine guns and they will be ready for the next battle. We'll end turn and we'll see if the Turks attack over here or if they attack over here. So that would be for next video though. For now, I say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!
Our men are running for